Welcome back to Jeff Randall Live. Now, whether it's Coldplay, Adele or One Direction, it will come as little surprise to music lovers that the industry is a major contributor to the UK economy. Today it was revealed for the first time just how much the likes of songwriters, record companies and concerts generated in cash. The whole of the music and performing arts category was last estimated to contribute £4.1 billion in profit and wages, but that was back in 2009. That's compared with the UK film industry, which contributed over £4.6 billion to UK GDP in 2011. But new research from the trade body UK Music shows the music industry alone contributed £3.5 billion last year. That's taking in revenue from other areas previously ignored, such as music festivals, recording studios, and music management, as well as CD sales and digital downloads. Well, Joe Dipple from UK Music says the industry has changed and classifications must too.
I think the music industry has definitely been underestimated, and I'm not sure it's the fault of DCMS or a government department. The Office of National Statistics has a code, a standard industry classification code that's revised every 5 or so years. The last revision was in 2007 and it was reformed with information from 2002 to 3. So the digitisation of our industry has completely bypassed the current classification system.
Well, joining me now from Sky News Centre is Keith Harris, Chair of Music Tank and Independent Business Development Network for the UK music industry. Keith has represented a number of high-profile artists and still represents Stevie Wonder in the UK and Europe. Nice to see you, Keith. Thanks for joining us. Look, I don't know about you, but I wasn't really surprised by these numbers today because we British are brilliant at music and have been for many years.
No, I wasn't surprised either. I think that the numbers are partly a response to the Prime Minister's enthusiasm for the likes of Google, but doesn't seem to realise that actually the likes of Google are actually fed by the UK music industry. And I think that UK music has set about proving how much the music industry is worth to the whole UK economy.
Keith, I was curious at how some of the specific monetary values were put on the output, because I thought the problem was that young people in this country simply download music for free. They don't pay.
Yeah, that is part of the problem, but I also think that it was really important to establish the fact that the music industry isn't just about 2 or 3 major companies. It's about a series of micro businesses. A lot of the very small businesses that are out there are actually generating significant amounts to the industry overall.
It used to be the case, or so I believe, that bands lost money touring but did it because they wanted to promote recorded music. Now it seems the recorded music loses money, but the bands make a fortune from gigs. Is that right?
And that's partly true. I mean, not all recorded music loses money, but obviously the recorded music side has taken a serious hit with downloads. But the live music thing is something that can't be easily reproduced in terms of online piracy. So live music has profited in comparison to recorded music. I think another UK music survey which showed that music tourism is very important. That has been reinforced by the likes of Glastonbury and Tea in the Park and so on and so forth. A lot of tourists come in to see the live music that's generated in the UK.
Whichever way you dice and slice the numbers, Keith, Britain does have a fantastically dynamic and creative music industry. Why is that, do you think? What is it about us that gets it so right?
I think that Britain is in a unique position in so much as it's got a really wide range of influences. That, coupled with obviously a public service broadcasting sector which is able to take risks in the kind of music that it uses, it all leads to Britain being able to be innovative and creative in a way that a lot of other countries can't.
What about these numbers put out today? There's a paradox there, isn't there? Because they look fantastically positive. They show a growing and confident industry, and yet people from the industry, spokespeople, say the industry needs government support. Well, clearly it doesn't need government support. It's doing very well.
Well, I think that times have changed to some extent, in so much as it's whether the music industry needs government support vis-à-vis other industries. I think that in the past, the music industry has managed to sort of stand on its own 2 feet because it wasn't being threatened by particularly some of the new media type industries, which seem to be getting quite a lot of support and not really paying an awful lot of taxes.
So are you talking about Google? Let's name and shame here. In what way are they getting government support, and why are they draining revenues, if indeed they are, from the music industry?
Well, I mean, the main support is a kind of verbal support, in so much as, you know, that they're always held up as a kind of shining example of what the UK should be producing. But I don't think that it takes account of the fact that the likes of Google would find it very difficult to survive if there was no creative input for people to look at. And I think that what's happened is that the music industry has finally realised that it's quite important that the government, for instance, if you look at things like the Digital Economy Act, which hasn't still been fully implemented, the music industry has realised that if it's not going to take second place, it has to put some firm numbers on its significance to the UK economy.
Briefly, Keith, what about websites like YouTube? I mean, I can tap in on YouTube, Stevie Wonder, listen to 2 or 3 songs, sing along, tap out. I've enjoyed myself and I haven't paid a penny.
You may not have paid directly a penny. At the moment, the likes of YouTube are funded by advertising revenue. The big question at the moment is whether or not the revenue from advertising is ever going to replace the lost revenue from record sales.
So, Keith Harris, nice to see you. Many thanks for joining us. Well, that's almost all we've time for this evening. But before I go, while we're talking of brilliant British music, here's my number of the day. It's 1963. That was the year the Beatles recorded their most successful ever single. And it was, of course, She Loves You. You knew that, didn't you? You've been watching Jeff Randall Live. If you've missed any of this evening's interviews, they are all on the Sky News for iPad app. Next up, all the top stories here on Sky News.